Hello and welcome to today's webinar. Today it's a new hire training webinar. So today we're going to be my name is Dewan. I've been with Cineredge for 5 years now. One of the trainers here on site. Um, Hopefully I have a training style that's going to be able to help you be able to understand, how to best utilize the system while also getting the best type of reporting out of the system and most clarity out of, from your customer standpoint, they're better to actually see and understand how the software should be set up. Today, we're going to be trying to cover, groups. We're going to see, can we cover groups and how to actually properly book parties, book events, um, and so such. How to refund it. How to manage your groups. We're also going to look at cash control, discount maintenance, general player cards, and we can get to it also your legacy and advantage waivers. We're going to talk about those as well. Couple of house rules. If you do have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and, enter those questions in those box. We do have someone on staff that's going to be able to help answer those questions and feed those questions up to me. And also you can raise your hand if you would like to go ahead and, and come on and ask your question live. We should be able to actually help assist you in that way. So first, let's go ahead and we're going to be talking about groups and booking parties and booking events. Groups is pretty simple. I mean, it's Cinemark in general is simple if you understand the flow. Every Cinemark flows, it goes from left to right, bottom up. When I'm training people, that's what I'm trying to teach them. So anytime that I am trying to book a party or I'm gonna book an event, one of the biggest thing is to understand, okay, what's on the screen when I'm looking at. Okay. You have different calendar views here. And these calendar views, which is something that you guys do set up there on site, is going to kind of manage, when a party room may be available or a cabana or a particular area or areas where, you can have multiple places where someone can actually book into a particular area. And you may want to have those areas kind of displayed, on the calendar view. So like when I'm looking at my party rooms, I have like my jump areas and I have my two rooms available, but in my party times, I'm looking at different activities that I have that's available. So now your arrivals, that's gonna encompass everything or anything that's ever get booked in the groups module, especially when I'm looking at it like in this full view. Arrivals is always going to show everything that has been booked. So maybe if you go there and you actually have booked something and you have booked it, but you don't see it under like your party rooms. So like if you look up here under this June 7th, I have Terry Schools, which is booked on that day, is on arrivals. But when I go to my party rooms, it's not there, or my party times, it's not there. That's because the area that is associated with these areas here, that particular event is not booked into one of those areas, so it's not going to show. Next, I like booking the party or booking the event in the way that the online store, which a lot of you guys actually book your parties that way, is also going to book the event. So anytime that I'm looking and I'm trying to book it to kind of tweak that or mimic that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select my area. So let's say I want the party room. And let's say, you know what, I want to go ahead and book my party for, July 3rd. I'm going to July 3rd. Now, I have this calendar here. So let's talk about what these options are up here. Today's event is just going to show you what today's events are. Now, your web review, every once in a while, you may come in and you may see this web review and it's turned orange. If that web review is turned orange, that means that someone has went online and booked a party and paid a deposit. And now the software is kind of letting you know, hey, someone had just spent money at your facility. Okay. So a lot of people, they'll go there and they'll check the web review to see, make sure that the party is booked. But that's also a way that you can now make contact with that person that's already interested in spending money at your facility. But now you can go out there and potentially upsell them, you know, actually, just confirm their event, just a way that you can actually talk to them, communicate with them, and potentially, of course, upsell. Now, anytime you're going to be booking an activity, that is the calendar with the plus symbol. I want to add an activity or an event to my calendar. Now this magnifying glass, I want to search for an event or an activity that has been booked through my group's reservation. The plus with the person here, I want to add a new individual so I can actually go ahead and book a party or a corporate event or something like that under their name. That's when I'm going to be adding a person. Next, you have your magnifying glass. This is where I'm going to be searching for any type of customers that you may have in your software. Then you have today's events, and then you have just a different calendar view. If you want to see like a 1 day, you want to look at a 7 day, or the most popular is the 31-day style of event view look. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to book a party. So when I go in and I select the type of party rooms or areas that I'm looking for, I'm going to go ahead and select like my party rooms. And now I'm going to hit my little calendar with the plus symbol. Come on. All right. So now, when I hit the calendar with the plus symbol, it brings up my booking events. Now, on this page, it's going to show us every different type of event that we have that is enabled as of right now on the on our software that we can actually book as of right now. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and select, the task party. And now I can come in and I can select how many adults and children that I may have. Now, yours may read something different. A lot of people that go there and they have like non-participants up top and they have participants, down at the bottom. Because if you're going to be participating, we're going to charge you. If you're not going to be participating, then we're not going to charge you. So it's really how you want to lay these out. And this field here and how you display it, it is customizable. But in this case, I'm going to say, hey, I have a group size of 10 kids and I'm going to have, 5 adults. I'm going to go ahead and next. Now, if you notice, it is highlighting different times that could be available. So the way that I have my software set up, I have it set up that my jump area is gonna, relate to a jump room. So that's why my times is kind of offset. So it's gonna pretty much like allow me to jump for, you know, 60 minutes up front. And so I did this party a little different. So let's say, I want to jump in at 9 o'clock. Okay. So now I'm gonna select my jump 60-minute ticket. So now if you notice, mine's popped right back up. So what my software is doing is I'm giving somebody an option when they're booked their party, their event, that they can jump 60 minutes before the party room, and then they can jump 30 minutes after the party room. And I kind of want the software to automatically go ahead and go into all of those details for me. So next time I'm going to hit 30 minutes. So as you can tell, it kind of went with the flow. Like I have an hour worth of jump time, then I go into my party room. I adjust my party room. My party room only supposed to be like 30 minutes, but then I adjust my party room, and then I come back and then I jump for an additional 30 minutes. Some people they do this just so they can kind of help people rush them out of the room, to get them, their last final activity, to go ahead and get them out so we can clean the room so we can go ahead and get ready for our next room. But the software kind of guide that for me. So even if I was brand new, if you teach your staff how to book parties this way, it will always flow for them and they won't be making mistakes. Okay. Next is coming to our screen here. So one of the biggest things that I hear as a trainer and people complaints is, it's like they go there and they just automatically start filling in the new person that they're booking a party for. And then they hit, search or next, and they're not in the system. And then I have to go back and put them all in again. This right here, this is gonna be a search. I am searching for someone has already been in the system. So if I know that you haven't been in the system because I'm talking to you, I'm communicating with you when we're booking this party, this event, and I say, so have you ever been had your party here before? If they say no, I'm automatically gonna just come down here to a new group, and now I'm gonna go ahead and add them in. I'm gonna add them in, you know, the system. So Linda and telephone number next. Okay. Next is going to go through. So now that I done added my customer, because I know you've never been in here before, so I'm going to go ahead and add you. It's going to go ahead and start asking me for what type of um, things that are automatically with the party that you guys are booking. So I have told the software, hey, you get two different types of sodas and you get two different types of party food. So when I set this up, now I can go ahead and select, hey, I want Dr. Pepper on my first one, and I want Mountain Dew on my second one. I want a cheese pizza, and I want a pepperoni pizza. And it's gonna automatically go ahead and book everything for me. And it kind of guided me all the way through. My person is already in. Now, I could add in uh, a birthday child's name, under Linda's and select that if I need to. So let's talk about this page and what we can and cannot do. If I was to go in there and try to, change the quantity or change the price on something that has already been predetermined, that's when the software is going to yell at you like it just did to me. It's not going to allow you to change something that's part of the package deal. Now I can go in and I can add things and I can upsell things and I can change the price on those very easily or change the quantity or whatever I need to do. So this is breaking down. Hey, I have a party for Linda. She's taking the task party. Is going to be on July 3rd at 9 until 11:30 p.m. I have 5 adults, 10 children. You know, it's a new booking. It has not been confirmed yet. So personally, when I'm training people, I like making the software do as much work as possible. Now, if I'm going over something that you guys do not understand how to do, please feel free to go ahead and reach out to one of our trainers, and we can show you guys how to make the software actually do a lot more of the work for you versus you working the software so hard. Okay. So I can go in there and have a birthday party. As soon as I hit confirm event, it automatically shoot out an email to the person that actually booked that, is paying for the party. You know, I can go there, especially you guys that have like KDS systems or, kitchen receipt printers, and let's say, hey, we want the food to be served at a particular time. I can come in here and I can actually tell the software, hey, food's going to be served at blah, blah, blah time. So let's say at, 10 a.m., way too far. I want my food to be served at 10 a.m. type deal. And I want to send all my food order to the kitchen at, let's say 9:30 or 9:40. At 9:40, I'm going to send my food order over to the kitchen. So this way, the software can automatically do that work for you, especially you guys, the ones that like handwriting everything out. You know, we can actually eliminate some of that for you. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. I'm a trainer. Now, also on here, well, a lot of people I think they kind of overlook, let's say I don't call this group and I confirm and she changed her mind. She doesn't want, a pepperoni pizza. She actually want a cheese and she actually want, two Dr. Peppers. Versus me rebooking this, I can reprompt this group to just ask me all those questions all over again. So if I hit this little question mark here, it's going to go right back and it's going to ask me. So I want 2 Dr. Peppers and I want 2 cheese pizzas. And it adjusts it for you accordingly that way. Let's say if I go there and the day of the event, I have more or less kids than what was originally attended. It's no big issue. You just come in here, you just change how many kids it is. Just don't know why I have this set up as an open price item, but I mean, I've been doing some testing, but we're gonna say $10 per child, and now I'm gonna go there and say, hey, $10 per child per additional add-on is $50. So I can go there and actually add that, and it's gonna automatically also adjust my tickets. Let's say if we started out with the 15, and they only brought 9 kids. I can adjust it down to 9, but my software is going to still automatically charge you for the price of 10. My price is not going to change any. But by me going ahead and let me adjusting how many kids or how many participants that I'm going to have is going to help with my capacity and my capacity control. So it's still going to show, hey, you only have 9 jumpers on the court versus the 10. Any type of kitchen notes that you want to put in here, you most definitely you can add your kitchen notes. Activities. This is where it's kind of breaking down, you know, what I'm gonna be doing, what type of events I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna be in the jump area from 9 to 10. I'll be in my party room from 10 to 11:30, and then I also can go back into the jump area from 11 to 11:30. So if you look at the availability, so it's kind of showing you, hey, I have a capacity in my jump area for 150 people, and I'm going to be taking 9 out of that capacity. But then, my room, I have a room capacity of 30. So I can have, up to 30 people, but I'm only going to have one family in the room. So it's going to just show that that room is being maxed out. That is what we call a single use room. And then my jump area, 9, from the 30 minutes jumps. So I'm still going to take 9 right back out of my capacity. And I can add activities to it if I need to. So I can come in here and I can add, so let's say, you know what, hey, I want to add some laser tag in there. So, at 11:30, they want to play laser tag. No, I do not want to book the entire area. So now I'm gonna close that. So now I just added 9 games of laser tag at 11:30. Okay. So, and if I put in a price on that, it would have charged. But considering I just used the party one, it didn't charge me. But we can actually do that for you. So you can add activities that way as well. Items, if you want to set it up so you can actually have, especially you guys that have like, events coordinators or different things like that, where you can go in and you can actually add lots of different add-ons and different things like that. You can come in here, you can actually add, like, pretty sure I have a hot dog in my system, hot dog. So I have a hot dog pass. I can go ahead and just add that. And I can come in like, hey, they want, the hot dog pass, which is a $20 pass, but we're gonna change the quantity and I want 9 of those because I have 9 kids. And I can adjust it accordingly. And I can throw in as many items as I want to add in there. Next, we have notes. So we have 3 different areas for notes. You have your group notes, you have event notes, and private notes. Event notes and private notes stays with this particular event. So because Linda Terry booked this event, the notes is going to stay with this event. Event notes, they will be shown, will be seen on my notes when I go there and I email this reservation. Private notes stays between you and your team members. Those notes are not going to be, showed or shared anywhere. You have to go to this event in order for to see those private notes. Now your group notes follow Linda. So if Linda, she goes up there and she books a party again next year or later on in the year, for one of her other kids, these notes will follow Linda. And you can add these notes onto Linda so you can always have like a conversation piece that you can actually talk to her about. Maybe you jot down the other kids' names. Maybe you put down, hey, Linda was a phenomenal tipper. And you're gonna do that so whoever is gonna be hosting the next party, they know, hey, if you take care of this person gonna take care of you by going in there and actually, tipping you very well at the end. That is some of the ways you can actually use our system for the notes. Of course, payments is payments, you know. So I have my software set up so it automatically I want a $50 deposit, regardless of whatever you book. I can have it set up as a flat amount. I can have it set up as a percentage amount. It all depends on how you guys really want to go there and set that up. But I can say, hey, a $50 um, cash deposit. So now I have my deposits. I can come in here and I can actually take a payment. So I'm gonna take a payment and I'm gonna say, hey, I want to pay the balance. So we're gonna go ahead and pay the balance. And I'm also gonna show you guys how to add a gratuity. So I'm gonna add a $40 gratuity and we're gonna say cash. So now I have my party, which has been totally paid for. Okay. Now, some of you guys also are gonna be giving a discounts. And this is kind of getting to the discount maintenance. But once you go there and you create that coupon or you create that discount, you can come in under groups and you can actually also add a discount. And now you have your add a coupon, you have your add employee discount if it's the coupons was made for an employee with the employee status, we can look for that, or a manager discount. So I don't know if I have a 10% off or $2 off anything. So I can add that $2 off if that's part of the discount. So now I need to actually refund them $2.15. So I can add that to them. So I'm gonna refund payment, refund the balance, cash. Oh, $2.50. Let's refund that. So now I'm back at a $0 balance because I gave back the $2.15 for its discount. Next, we have because I added a gratuity, which when I say this. Okay. Staffing. I come here and I can apply staffing. Lots of people don't actually do this. I'm not sure why, but it'd be really good, especially from the salesperson perspective, is to add in who sold the event. We have tons of reports to actually show, who's going to be your top salesperson, who's your top person to actually get gratuity from your events. You know, the more of information that you put into the system, the more you're gonna be able to get out of the system for its reporting. So I always want to make sure that I put in who the salesperson is. If you have a greeter or a host, whoever's going to be hosting a party, you can go there and you can actually go ahead and add them to the this notes staffing so you can get a heads up of who did what. You can pull a report, who's your top host, who got the most tips, blah blah blah. All right, actions. Now, if you guys don't hear nothing else I have said, one thing that is very, very, very important, you must always, 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 always do. Once that event has been paid for, once that event has happened, and I can't do it for this one because this one's in the future, You always want to come in here. You want to finalize that event on that day that the event happened. So most of you guys, the way you guys have things set up, the way it's recommended that we set things up is that you have your payments under what we call a deferred revenue. So any type of group activity, it doesn't matter if it's a birthday party or corporate event or whatever, if it goes through, if it gets booked through this groups module here, that money is going to go into what we call deferred revenue. So if you look, I have, you know, $483.95, that is money in there that I have paid. $13.80 of it is taxes. So none of that money, taxes, none of that money is going to show up on your sales report until you hit finalize and you finalize this event. And you want to finalize it, like I say, on the day of the event. That's when you're going to see this $430 plus any taxes that I have collected. And that's another thing, by the way. Never quote this price up here, the $430. You always going to want to go in and actually quote the total event package, $441.80. Because this is where you're going to get all of your taxes and the true price from. This is going to show you a figure without the taxes. But all of that money, once you hit finalize, now goes over to your sales, and then it's going to allocate your money properly. It's going to put the food money where the food money is supposed to go, taxes where tax is supposed to go, and the percentage they're going to go towards the party or events, or however you have your money allocated out as. Now, what you don't want to do is you guys get super busy. You be like, okay, we're just gonna finalize everything at the end of the night, and then you forget to do it. So it's one of your record-breaking Saturdays. You guys have made more money this Saturday than you have in a very long time. But when the owners they look at their sales report, it doesn't show this record-breaking that you guys were just now talking about, because all of the money is inside of your deferred revenue. So what you are going to want to do is, in those cases, in those events, is I can't make it go through and and show up for that Saturday. If you decide to go in there and finalize all that money on Sunday, that money and everything is going to show up on Sunday. Now, do you still get the money? Yes, you got the money, obviously. The money is going to be in your deposit. It's going to show up in your deposit that you guys have the money. But for the sales report and for the taxes, it is not going to show you. Okay. Make sure you always finalize it. If you want to reschedule an event, just come here, you just hit reschedule. You can put in the reasons why you're rescheduling and then just reschedule it to another date that actually still going to fit all of the criterias that you have, implemented. I can cancel an event, milestones. So a lot of people, they'll go there and they set milestones because, hey, like 2 days before the event, I need to make sure that my team members call. So that's a milestone. Hey, did you call? Confirm that the party and everything is good to go. All the changes, I can look and I can see who actually been in here, who made some changes. I can't see what they changed, but I can see that Dewan Terry came in here and he modified something at 127. Processing tickets and issuing cards. Some of you guys are going to be able to print tickets and or issue like game cards, player cards, passes, and anything like that. Issuing the cards for this event is a really cool idea, especially if you guys that have like Embed or Intercard or Simnox or anything like that. Okay, if you guys are using one of those cardless, cashless systems, you're gonna want to issue those cards for this event through this card issue. because now I can go in there and let's say I'm the parent and I want to go in there and I want to add, $10 to everyone else's card. I don't want to have to go run around and find 9 kids and collect their cards, just to add 10 more bucks on it. If you issue the cards through the groups module for this event, I can go ahead and now select all 9 of those cards and just add an additional $10 on it while they're out there playing. It's a really quick, easy way that I can go there and do that. Sending the emails and the reservations. So so when you're sending the emails or the reservations on you guys have your reports set up. So when you click this, it's going to give you a PDF that will get emailed out to your client. That email is going to be attached to this reservation here. If you have an email that you already have pre-written out, okay, we can set the software up to actually have that email, automatically show, and then your reservation will actually be attached to it. Same thing with your invoice, or comment cards, thank you cards, just a generic email. If you want to just send a generic email, you can do that. Um, the reprint receipts. So a lot of people use this because, like, um, a lot of people don't like asking for tips. So let's say if I have an event, I have my event going on and I want to go there and reprint my receipt. So I can go there and have a tip line on the receipt. So just in case if they want to go ahead and tip out, hey, I'll print this out at the end of the event, give it to them, go over, make sure that we gave you everything that you paid for, make sure everything looks good. I give you the receipt. It has a tip line at the very bottom. If they choose to go there and actually sign and put a tip on it, cool. I can come back and actually add that tip to my payments. I will go in at that point in time. Let's say they already paid for everything. I just take another payment and then I just add the gratuity. And if, let's say, for some reason, if you guys did this correctly and you paid with a credit card, okay, our system with most of our clients, we have the capability of tokenizing the credit card. So in the groups module, so you don't have to collect that credit card no more. You can just add it on to the credit card that they have already paid with on file. But in this case, I'm just going to hit cash. And now I have my tip. My guest check-in. Guest check-in, this is where I can go in and I can actually add and look up any waivers or making sure that any guest that's going to be jumping, that they have a waiver on file, and I can actually add all those guests in here. Now, the ones that you guys that uses our eVites, this part of our web store. So anytime that a parent use eVites and they send out that eVites, this guest check-in automatically auto fills out for you. So if I send out a email to all of my guests, it's gonna pop up, hey, last name Terry, first name Mackenzie, and if she RSVP'd or not, it would say confirmed, denied, or tentative. It would let you know whatever that parent says, and the status and the age. It's just another way of getting your emails out there and getting people to actually come back to your web store to be able to, get that customer information. So in short, this is your groups. Okay. This is us booking an event, booking an event from start to finish. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to give us a call. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover cash control. All right. So cash control. In cash control, when I open up Mansion Console, that's the first icon that I'm gonna get to. Cash control. So I either can cash in my tills and I can manage my tills. I can transfer checks if I need to. Once that does like save checks, and let's say you're using the restaurant module where I may have a bartender on site, and now bartender they switch shifts. So the way that our tills and money works inside of CenterEdge, if I am assigned a POS, if I'm once I'm assigned a till, that money always follow me. As in, I'm the one that the money's gonna follow Dewan, not the POS. So let's say I'm your employee, I'm your employee and I'm working, and then um, all of a sudden, I I'm working up the front counter, and now you ask me for to move to the concessions. Okay. What I would want to do is I would want to remove my till and take all my cash and take it from the front counter and now pop in my till in the back end concessions because that money is going to constantly follow me as a cashier, not the POS station. So in the mornings, when you are afternoons, whenever you are hiring, somebody's starting their shift, and you're gonna assign them a till, you're gonna go in and you'll just select that person, and you're gonna hit next till number, and then you can go in. Some people they have numbers on their tills on their cash registers, so they're gonna go there and actually like you can type it in if you need to or want to. Some people they start their drawers out with a certain amount of money, so it starts out with $130. We can set it up so it always start at $130. Some people the price varies, so you can go ahead and type in however much that the drawer needs at that point in time. So let's say my drawer start out $112.32. I can go ahead and just type that in. So now I hit OK. Once I hit OK, that person now has a drawer. Now, inside of your manage tills, you can see exactly how much money that person has accumulated throughout the day, course of the day. So let's say if I'm looking at this and I see DeWine already have, calculated $523 in cash, now, I may feel as though he didn't got a lot of cash in his drawer, so I may want to go ahead and do a cash drop. That's how a lot of people they use this tool management, because it's going to give you a pretty accurate number of what should be inside of that cash drawer at that point in time. Now, when you go to cash out a drawer, okay, you're going to still come right into Manage Your Console, Manage Tills again, and now I'm going to cash out. So some people, they have a money counter where it actually just count all the money in the drawer, and you can just go there once it counts the money. You can put it in, how much is actually in the drawer. Okay, you can do that. But what we also recommend, if you do not have a money, something that's going to count, very accurately all the money that is in the drawer, we recommend that you actually use the cash calculator. So the cash calculator, this is where I can go in and I can actually count the quantity of how much of something that I've had. So let's say if I have, uh, 2 pennies, 42 nickels, you know. So I can come in here and I can just constantly add in, how much of whatever I had, the quantity. See, can I get this kind of close? So let's say that's what I had in my drawer, and I'm gonna hit OK. Now, I just told the system that I have $510.42. So the software is going to count it for me. But now I have a total variance of $13.38. Now we also have done something with the whole tips. So let's say if for some reason I'm cashing out the tips at the end of the night and I'm going to give them their tips, we can set the software up so we can actually tip it out. I'm still going to count all of the money in the drawer first. Then I'm going to tip them out at the end after you have another button in here called tip out. And then I can say, hey, I'm tipping out this customer. As of right now, I have my software that I will pay all of my tips, in their paycheck. So that's why I'm not tipping it out. So now it shows that, hey, the software computed $523.80. You're telling the system they only have $510, which now that's a negative $13.38. So now my drawer is short. So now I'm going to go ahead and cash out this till. Now I have to put in a reason why I'm $13 and, I say incorrect change. And those reasons are customizable. You can actually add in different reasons. I'm going to confirm that. Now, mine's I turned off the report, but typically at this point in time, it's going to go there and print you out a nice report. You do not have to print it out. You can go into the reports and you pull those up at any time that you need. But that is your cash control. Now, transferring your checks. Yes, you can transfer your checks from POS to POS, if it's in that day. But let's say, what, somebody they already cashed out the till and now they had try to cash out the till and they have an open check. Okay. You can go into the back end and manager console and transfer that check over to someone that already has a till that's open, like Jada here. I can transfer it if I had any open checks, I can transfer it over to her to go ahead and close out that open check so I can shut down or close that particular drawer. Discount maintenance. Discount maintenance is also under your cash control. So like I said before, Cineration always has a flow left to right, bottom up. Under cash control, that's going to be dealing everything in cash. So discount maintenance is also dealing with cash. So inside your discount maintenance, we have, I'm going to hit add. We have 4 different discount classes. You have your customer, where any customers can get it. Employee, if you choose to, you can have the employee must show or give their fingerprint or their type of credentials in order for to get that particular discount. You can have a manager, or a manager have to show his or her credentials to get that discount. And you have a special. The special is I don't want that discount to really show up anywhere in the system. So let's say a lot of people that use like memberships and special passes where, hey, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars off because you're a seasoned member, I can go ahead and create those coupons as specials. And then I can tie those special coupons to their pass. So now, in order for you to use it, you must present your season pass or give me your name or something, so I can prove that you actually have purchased this type of discount, or entitled to this type of discount. We have 3 different types of statuses, active, suspended, and retired. That's pretty standard throughout our software. And we have 3 different types. So we can do a flat amount, we can do a percentage off, and we can buy X, get Y free. You can set up minimum quantities, you can set up a minimum amount. The discount amount, an open amount is, of course, is going to be, hey, they type in how much, your cashiers would type in how much. This is a discount. Don't recommend this at all. We use that for a lot for our managers discounts, where it can be an open amount where they can kind of drive that. You can make it, you can make almost any coupon web enabled where you can be used online. Even as a customer, I still can say, hey, a manager authorization is going to be required in order for to use this particular coupon. You can still set that up. You can make it so a signature is required, where I'm going to have the employee or the cashier, have them sign the receipt or the pin pad in order for to get this discount. You can ask for notes, if it's something that I just want to know some type of information, like how did you hear about this coupon type deal? I can ask for notes. Prompting for source codes. So your source code is I can have like a couple of different barcodes out there in the world. So, I can have a barcode that I'm using at this particular school, and I can have another barcode at another school. And now I can prompt for source code, and the source code could be in the name of the school. So they will actually, type in which school they got the discount from. Combinable. Yeah, I'm gonna allow me to combine this coupon with other coupons. Apply it all. How to use maximum, maximum per transaction. You even can go to as far as, requiring a customer and then limit it how many times a customer can actually use that coupon, and let's say in a given year. So let's say, hey, we're going to give you this one coupon for your birthday. You can use it at any time, but you only can use it every 365 days. You can use it once. So you can go there, you can kind of set limits on the coupons that way if you also choose it. Divisions. Divisional is I can go there and have a coupon that is only going to be good in a certain division. For as divisions, for you guys who may or may not know, I want you to think about it. If you have a POS screen that looks different from another POS screen, those are two different divisions. So I may have a division in my front counter. I may have a division in my food and bath. So those could be two separate divisions. And I can say, hey, this coupon is only going to be good for my food and bath or whatever. You can set limits. You can set dates. You can set days of the week. Hey, I want this coupon. This coupon is only going to be valid from, the month of July, and I can set, hey, July 1st, and it's valid until, July 31st. And I can say, hey, but the coupon is only going to be good during the happy hour. So, I'm going to say, hey, it's 4 p.m., to 7 p.m. So you can go there and really, kind of make it modify this coupon. And I can go as far as say, hey, it's not only going to be good during the weekday. Okay. So you can really set how you want your coupons to be used. Inventory. You have a couple different ways you can actually, really make that coupon only be available for what you want it to be available for. So I can select a whole category in our software. Everything must have a category. Everything must have a subcategory if you're going to be selling anything inside of Center Edge. So, I can come in here and I can find my, you know, uh, most people don't give discount on alcohol, but food. So I can say, hey, any of my food, I want to go there and actually give and all subcategories on my food. So if it falls under this food category, I can go there and get that discount. Now, let's say I only want it to fall up under, one thing. And let's say that's just, my hot dog. You only can use this coupon for the hot dog. I can go there and just have just that particular item. Barcodes. This is where you can go in and you can actually add different barcodes. Now, you can always reach out to us trainers. We can show you how you can take, know, Terry school. I can take that and turn it into a legitimate barcode that can be scanned inside of Center Edge. So you can actually make these flyers and you're going to send them out to the schools that's going to be good for something. So now the only way that, once you bring it in, we just scan the coupon or the flyer or the mailer that you have sent out, or, hey, the Facebook, you put the QR code, you put a code out there for Facebook, and now, hey, you bring this in, and we're going to go ahead and discount your activity. so I can show you guys how to do that, or any of our trainers can show you how to do that. Source code, this is where I can go in and I can put, source code. Source code is also really good for reporting purposes. I can go there and actually track it via source code. And if I want to web enable it, we can web enable it. You can make it so the barcode is a requirement. Hey, you must be required to put in this barcode in order for it to get this discount. You also have required unique barcode. If I go in there and I have a coupon, and once I save it, I could actually generate unique barcodes. It would take this barcode and then we'll put a whole bunch of randomized numbers and letters and symbols behind the quantity of the number of barcodes that you want. So let's say if you want to make 1,000 unique barcodes, you can go out there and do that. And it would just take Terry School and randomize the end of it until you have 1,000 unique barcodes. And you can say, hey, that's what I'm going to require. Okay. Player cards. I have a few minutes left. Player cards. Player cards. I'm gonna add. Anytime that you're working with a player card, okay, especially inside of CenterEdge, I'm just gonna go over the generic CenterEdge player cards. They're gonna be considered a value player card. Well, I'm gonna go in and I can add a certain amount of value. So let's say I already have a $10 one. So let's say I'm gonna have I want a $5, game card. So I can go ahead there and have my description in. I have my value player card. Now, one thing that a lot of people, they kind of get hooked up on, especially when you're talking about game cards, they want to apply taxes. In CenterEdge and the way the our software works is a value player card is the same as a gift card. And on a gift card, you cannot apply taxes to a gift card. So I'm going to come in and now I'm going to select my gift card because that's all a player card or general gift card is in CenterEdge. And now I'm going to select gift card because I must have a category. I must have a subcategory. And your subcategory is actually what dictates if something is going to be taxable or not. So in this gift card, I have automatically no. If you try to change it to a yes, the software will yell at you and make you, it won't allow you to say that. So now I'm going to come over here to card details. I'm going to put $5. I want to, get this card for $5. But now I have my card info. So on this card info, you have points and you have bonus points in my system. I want you to think about this is dollars and this is bonus dollars. CenterEdge only really works in dollars, real dollars. So my points, it would be dollars. And yes, we can change that points to say dollars, if that would help you guys, realize, hey, I want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm put $5. That's the value that I want to add to this card. And I'm making 100%. That's how much money I want to value towards it. Now, let's say if I have some type of bonus that I'm running, where, hey, because you bought this $5 card, we're also going to give you an additional, $2 worth of bonus money that can only be used at the arcade. You can do that way. This $2 bonus will not be able to be spent inside of CenterEdge. So if you try to buy something with this $5 or $7, where you're kind of showing now, only $5 of it is going to be spendable money inside of CenterEdge. Now, you can also allow the card to allow splitting. Allow splitting. Let's say if I have a phenomenal deal where I'm saying, hey, I have this $100 arcade card, okay? So I have my $100 arcade card, and let's say I'm also going to give you $25 worth of bonus money. I may want to allow splitting on that. So if I come in with my two little girls, I know the better deal is the $100 card. I don't want to buy both of my girls a $100 card, but I will buy one $100 card, and I would like to split that card between as many parties as I choose to. By hitting the checkbox here, it will allow you to split that card up, So it was not just split the $100, it's also going to split the bonus money. Somebody may get a couple of cents more than someone else. It's going to split it, but it's going to make it an even split. So that is how you can go through about building and buying, building your general player cards. All right. So,
and you can also add a ratio in there as well, couldn't you? Or is it always going to be dollars?
So to keep it simple, if you're always thinking in mindset, CenterEdge only deals in dollars because our reports is only going to show you dollars and never like a points value. That's the cleanest way to always look at it. CenterEdge deal with dollars because when our installers install it, let's say if I do have a point value ratio, so let's say 4 points equals $1, they're going to set it up a points value when they set it up. So the still CenterEdge is going to read the 4 points as $1, not 4 points, if that makes sense.
Perfect. Okay. So in terms of time, we're actually okay. If you wanted to show where that setting is so that a waiver prompts in the system in the item. And then I could actually share my screen to show what that looks like when you're ringing up.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, so let's say, I'm gonna be selling this card, this or anything, bazooka ball. Let's go with bazooka ball. Bazooka ball, this is where I want to go there. And I want to make sure that if I have a customer that's going to be showing or doing bazooka ball, I want to ask for a customer. When I ask for customer, this is where I can ask for a waiver. So now the software, and this is what Alex is getting ready to show you, how the software is actually prompt you for that waiver and looking for that customer information. And it doesn't matter what you want to pull that customer information off of. This is also another quick way to actually get customer data. Hey, I want, customer data for anything. Awesome.
Yeah, so basically, depending on your location and how you're planning to utilize waivers, I happen to have mine attached to a jump ticket because our particular location needs to have waivers for that. So what you would do is you would select the particular ticket, the time, and then the area that Dewan just enabled where it said ask for waiver, it's going to prompt. Now we have two different types of waivers in the system. We have legacy waivers and we have advantage waivers. We are definitely moving towards advantage, which are our cloud-based waivers. And that allows your customers to go to your website or web store and fill it out online. You could do lots of different options where you could have a QR code where they could link and fill out their information on the cloud. So basically, if they have a mobile phone or if you have a kiosk, you fill it out, and then where that information goes to is where you're going to pull it from. So I could do something as simple as searching for a couple letters. I don't think I have a John Williams, or I could also, I don't recommend this because it takes, if you have a ton of people, but maybe you're kind of like, oh, what is that person's name? I know that they filled it out, and you can search up and down. And for sure, in terms of setting up your waivers, absolutely book a session with us and we can go through that process because your advantage waivers have some additional steps that we need to make sure that we can enable in the system for you to do that.
Awesome. So, any questions that you guys may have, please go ahead and ask your questions. Again, we do have a help support that you can go to inside of your manager console. I can show this real quick. Inside of manager console, you have your help center. If you go into the help center, you have your online help, and this will pull up your help. So you can actually type in anything that I've shown you today. You can easily go to your help and type it in and be able to find videos, the webinars that we are airing now, cash control. You'll be able to go through and actually look at all of those settings. So
Yeah, if you have questions, by all means, raise your hand. You're more than welcome to type it in the chat box. I know there's the link to schedule a training. I don't
yep,
remember where it is from the there it is. Perfect. Thank you.
this is the link. And I'm also going to show you guys also from Manager Console as well. So if you go inside of the Help Center and you want to go and schedule time, if you come up to the Help Center, you have schedule time with one of our trainers. You click on that link and it will actually pull up one of the trainers and you can actually schedule time with them on their calendar. It's very simple. It's very easy to do. So again, thank you guys for joining this new management training and we will talk to you guys soon.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.